What's up, guys? Today is part 2 of the Battle Cat type thingy game. Yeah. That's I think is gonna be the official name because we don't really have a name. Anyways, today we're gonna get a basic shop done because what we currently have is down arrow, up arrow, spawn like that, and we don't like that. So what I'm gonna do is quickly delete all of that because we don't really need it, do we? And then let's create a new sprite. I think we can name it shop. We're not going to really have this thingy like we had in the tower defense game, but we're just gonna have it here all the time. I thought of putting it here, but I think putting it here would be better. So now what I'm gonna do is quickly draw the shop card thingy. So yeah, there you go. I'm gonna do that. So there you go. I drew that, and looks like the normal thingy can spawn. It's pretty cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to duplicate this 3 times. So I have 4 of these. I'm going to delete the faces for it. So this is going to be the other 4 I'm going to be doing. And the last one isn't going to be a unit. So save the last one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to simply code this. It won't be that hard. Never really is. So when green flag is clicked, go to looks, get a hide, and then you're gonna create a block, name it clone. We can run without screen refresh. So now what you're gonna do is clone, and we're gonna clone our buttons. So set, we're gonna create a new variable. We're gonna name it ID, and then you can select for this sprite only. So we can set ID to 0, and then control repeat 4 times. I'm doing it because I have 4 cards. So now what I'm going to do is for change variables, we can change ID by 1 and then create a clone of myself. That'll create 4 clones, and then, we're going to have 4 cards. And then I'm going to set cash, which I don't have. So we're going to create a new variable, name it cash. And then we can set cash to 0, and then we need max cash. That's what they have. And then we need income rate because we will be able to get more money over time faster. So now what we're going to do is set our income rate to 1. That is what I'm going to do. And then we're going to set our max cash, which is right here, max cash. We're going to set it to 500 for now. I think that's good. Or let's just say 250. 250 isn't too bad too. And then after that, what we're going to do is forever. And then we're going to do if else. So if else less than cash is less than our max cash. So if our cash is bigger than max cash, we shouldn't be able to do this. Actually, let's just change it to if statement. Don't really need if else. Yeah. And then what you're going to do is go to variables, get a change. We're going to change cash by income rate. And then we're going to do another if statement. If cash is greater than max cash, we're going to set variable cash to max cash. So yeah, there you go. And then we can set, and we're going to create a new variable. We need a display cash. This variable is very temporary. We're going to get rid of this variable I think the next episode. We're going to set our display cache to operators. We can get 2 joins like that, and then we can get cache, and then we can get max cache right there, and then we can get a space slash space. You have to put the space there or the Scratch won't do it properly, and then you'll get those cramped numbers, and I'm going to put 0.2. this is the time between your cash increase. So now what you're going to do is show the display cash. You can double click on it to do this form, and then you see your money going up. And if we speed that up like that, it will stop at 250. So there you go, it stops at 250. So let's put that back to 0.1, and then let's try another income rate. Let's try income rate of 3. That won't, it isn't, 250 isn't divisible by 3. So it should go over unless it's, if we don't have that code, it'll go over. But just to see if that code works, let's try that. And yeah, there you go, it works. So that's good. I'm gonna reset that and reset this too. So that is the basic of it, but the thing is, you don't see the shop card. That is because we're not doing anything to the clones yet. And then, so let's set it up so we can click and buy stuff. So when I start as a clone, go to looks, get a show. So show, and then we can switch costume to our ID. That's why I have 4 and it just changes ID. And then we can go to, this will depend on how you want to make it, but I'm going to do negative 145 for the Y. And then we're going to go to operators, get a plus, and then we're going to get a multiply. You can get an ID variable in the middle slot, and then 80 on the last slot, and then negative 195 in that slot. And then now what you're going to do is try to click on the green flag. You'll see your cards, see if that fits you, and then you can edit around with that. But now you can't click on that still. So what you're going to do is we're going to code that. So forever, if else, if touching mouse pointer, what you're going to do is we're going to change size by, we're going to times, subtract, and then we're going to get size, and then we're going to put 0.5 and 120. This is a quick, zoom code, so it, like when you try to, drag your mouse there, it'll zoom that in. Short, I don't know how to explain it, but if you get what I mean. So you can duplicate that, put in the else, change that to 100. So how this code works is you put your current size there, and then you put your target size there, and you put your speed there. And now what you're going to do is motion change Y by. We're going to change Y by. This is a very optional since this will already work. Oh, let's just try to take that out for now. See, this just zooms the thingy in. And that is good enough, but, just to show you more tricks, this can be also used on Y-axis, which is pretty cool. Negative 135 since, the starting point is there. And then what we can do is change this to Y position. And now we get that, which is pretty cool. But we need to go back down, so we'll duplicate that, change this to negative 145. So that is looking good. And then now we still can't really click and buy yet, right? So now what we'll want to do is go to control, get an if statement, if mouse down, and we can do another if statement. I think this is going to be temporary, I don't know. Let's just quickly change to if else. And then go to operators, get an and block, and then an equal block, and a less than block. You can input, you know what? Yeah, you can input 9 here, go to variables, get a cache variable, and then you can do ID equals 1. Now, the reason why I put 9 there is because the first cost is $10. And then if you have more than 9, it means you have $10 at minimum, which means you should be able to buy it. So that value could be different for you. So for example, you have a $100 unit, you will have to put 99 there. If you have an $80 unit, you'll have to put 79 there. Stuff like that. The ID, you can put it to 1 for now. It's usually going to be 1 there. Control, create a clone of myself, go to variables, get a change. We can change cash. You can change it by -10. Go to control, get a wait until block. Wait until it's not mouse down. There you go. And then with that, what should happen is you should be able to buy it now. Oh, no, change this myself to player units. Now it should be working. So now what you're going to do is wait until it has $10. See, now we have 20. Click, it subtracts 10, and then summons a unit. Click. Yeah, that's working pretty nice. And all the damages are working, but the enemy isn't spawning anything since we got rid of them. So I'm actually going to quickly get that back, because I feel like we aren't going to do it in this episode. So we're going to create clone of enemies when we press space key. So we click. See, as you can see, we can't buy it if we don't have it $10. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. In the next episode, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be trying to add new units, and then get rid of these temporary stuff. We're gonna replace it with actual sprite. So that's gonna be fun. So I'll be seeing you in the next episode. Peace.